Alright, hello everybody, this is Commander Stove here, and today we're going to talk about what there is to do in Star Citizen 3.4 Persistent Universe. It's currently 3.4.1 on the PU. As you can see, there is 3 different modes here. There's Star Marine and Arena Commander. Those are 2 separate games. One is an FPS and one is a arena for your ships, and does a little bit of races too. But we're going to do with the Persistent Universe today. And if you're thinking about joining Star Citizen, look below. There is a code for you to type in. It'll both give us a good bit of starting money and help us both out. So please use that referral link below. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe. So without further ado, we're just going to log in here. This is the first screen you'll see. These are just a bunch of hangars. You can go in here and look at your ships, and I believe you used to be able to modify your ships in here. I don't know if you still can. I don't go to these just because it's more of like a single player thing, but they do look cool if you do have them. Right here you'll be able to open up, and if you do have friends playing, there'll be another little button here to say join friends. Okay, so you just pick best region. We're going to pick USA. We're going to visit location. And the first thing you will see when you load in will be you waking up in a bed at Port Olisar. And you're looking at it right here on the screen. And this is it. So we're just going to wake up here. You just, basic room, you spawn in. And you come out here. There's all sorts of rooms down the hallway. This is where everybody spawns in Port Olisar. Now you can't go in any of these rooms or anything like that, but that is where you do spawn. So we'll make our way downstairs here, and I'll show you a little bit of Port Olisar. Alright, now this is the part of Olisar where you'll actually spawn your ship, these little computers right here. So if you do want to spawn your ship, you just come over and use them like this. There is 3 different buttons here. Now, some of these ships I have at a different location, you'll notice here. These are at Grimhex. So to spawn them here, I'd first have to claim them with insurance and then retrieve them. I do have a couple of ships at this pad though, so we'll just claim one of those in a second. But I do want to show you some other things around here. First of all, over here, this is the mining panel. So if you do mining, your ship will select right here, and then you can sell the ore that you have on you. Over here, this is the trading pad. You'll actually have to put boxes right here on this little square and pick up boxes from these vending machines for different missions. And there is, I believe, a trade mission here that you do get. It starts a quest line. It just happens to be one of those where you pick up and drop something off. This right here is the trading console. As you can see right here, you can just drop down tab and I can select a couple ships. We'll just select one real quick. This has 46 SCU. And now one SCU is not just one unit, as you can see here. I can do one, but there's 31 units and it's still one SCU. These will go all the way up to 99, right? Well, about 100. And 100 units is one SCU. Any more than that, it'll turn to 2. So, you know, when you're looking at ships, just note that one SCU is just not one item. All right, different items have a different capacity, and you know, usually one SCU is pretty big, and you can make a lot of money. I only have, what is it, 11,000 credits, and that only fits 7. So, you know, I'll be wasting space here. Alright. So let's go over here, and we'll go to some stores. This also has a couple of stores to show you. First, we'll go to Dumper's Depot. Now, every station or port has a Dumper's Depot in it. And they all sell different things for your ship. So when you come in here, you want to look at one of these screens. And now you can actually look at some of these items around here. I believe these are shimmers, these are shields. So, you know, you just got to know what they are, but this screen right here will tell you more. You can actually just buy them from this screen too. And again, this station, you can buy shield generators here. All different sizes, 1s, 2s. And then you can also buy turrets, which you can buy the gimbal mounts right here. And then you can buy the guns. Now, gimbal mounts are, they allow you to swivel your mouse a little bit. It's kind of, if you can imagine, instead of staying fixed where your nose of your plane, you'd have to follow the target. gimbal weapons have a little bit of freedom of movement with your mouse, and you can move from side to side in about this region right here, about that little small circle, without turning your ship. So it gives you more freedom of aim, and it is a good thing. For mouse users, gimbals are generally looked at as better because of the ESP setting, which kind of slows down your mouse and locks onto the target a little bit better while that's going on. For joystick users, they prefer fixed weapons, and because mouse have a little bit more advantage in this game, the theory is that because fixed weapons allow you to use one level of weapon up than the gimbal, because if you do put a gimbal on your weapon or your ship, you do have to put one size weapon down on that gimbal. So if it's a size 3 gimbal, you're putting size 2 guns on it, whereas a fixed gimbal or a fixed weapon platform is going to put a size 3 on there and a size 3 weapon. So that's kind of the advantages and disadvantages and kind of how they balance out with joystick users. So, you know, say what you will, some people like one way, some people like the other way. So we'll go ahead and spawn our ship right here. Well, it's not showing up there. We'll go to this one right here. There it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and spawn it.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
And it's going to tell you where the ship spawns. We're on B10. And it also puts a little marker on your screen, that little blue triangle that we're going to follow, and there she is. Alright, and we'll also look at some other ships, or some other stores too, just before we go into that. Right here we do have just a basic outfitting store. If you want to come in here and buy some clothes, you can. Some hats, cool little pants, tuxedos, all that nonsense. And then we'll come over here to this side. And guns! Everybody's favorite. Everybody loves guns. So in here we do have a weapon shop, and you can buy an assortment of weapons. You can buy all these in here. You can touch them and buy them. These are oxy pens, which you do need if you're actually EVAing in space. You will run out of oxygen, and it is good to have a couple on you. And then we of course have med pens, which heal you. And again, here's some guns on the racks, and you can walk up and purchase them. Look at what they are. And every station also sells different types of weapons as well. Again, in this station in Port Olisar, you saw that they sold ballistic weapons for your ship. And they sell a little bit of energy weapons too here, but it's for the most part ballistic as well. Lots of ballistic. Now the Scourge railgun is mostly sold at every station. Very good. And this is the new, well, I guess they don't have the new shotgun. No, they do. It has right here. But they do have a shotgun that's brand new, and then of course the sniper rifle. But all these guns, you know, you buy, and then you have to buy, of course, the ammo for them. Utility gadgets, you can buy med pens and oxy pens here too. Okay. But yeah, you do have to buy ammo, and you do keep them on your person. And when you do buy a gun, you just open your Moby glass, and it's going to be down here on your character manager, and you will just outfit your weapons as like this. So as you can see here, I have a couple weapons on with ammo in the spare slots. And that's about it, really. And that's how you're going to outfit your character. And then we'll show you some other suits, actually, because that's probably what you want to see. And then over here, we'll have your first spacesuit store. And again, all spacesuits at different stores are different. These are kind of generic. They're okay. You know, it's alright. Got a little blue thing here. These are flight suits. You know, got a little gold if you want to look gold. And some hoses. For some reason you want to be all white, you can do that. This is kind of like your first spacesuit looking one that you'll see. And of course this one has no helmet. And these are your actual armor suits right here. It's like light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. And then I believe it's the same as over here, but I believe this is just a big tanky heavy armor one, this middle one. Again, these are kind of generic ones at Port Olisar. Not really anything to look at, in my opinion, but to each their own. You know, compared to some where they do look a little bit better. That said, we're moving along. So we're going to go out to our site now that I've shown you around the shops. And Port Olisar has a number of different pads, as you can see. I think we're on B10 or something like that. I think it was. But there's A, B, C, and D platforms, and they're all mirror images of this. So, you know, one player can spawn in the A section, one player can spawn in the D section, and then you'd have to come outside and kind of meet each other at the different pads. And you can actually do that, and I'll show you by just flying over. And here we are. We made it out of the airlock to our ship. This is the Vandal Scythe. I don't actually own this ship. I think it's just given to me because I'm a subscriber. Alright, and this is how you EVA. You just get off the platform and you can fly. Whee! And that's how you do that. And it's just forward, backward, left, right is strafe. You can use your weapons when you get out of the armistice zone, all that stuff. But this is how you'll EVA into ships in space. You know, things like that. So we'll go ahead and land. And we'll hop in our ship. Now this ship is kind of weird. You actually lay down face forward here. Get in it like this. And now we're in. We'll go ahead and turn on our systems.
Systems activated. Systems gone.
Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to go ahead and overclock. Not my beacons, my bracers. And my power supply, which is my firewall cascade. And then I like to overclock my guns as well. A little bit more pizzazz. And then I do like to group my guns all into one. Oops. This is kind of glitchy, sorry. But I do like to group my guns all into one grouping. This is all left click, one. And then we're good. You can set your shields like you like. So it's the num keypads like 8, 5, 6, and 4. I just hit 8, so that's going to set my shields a little bit powerful in front, and then you can have the rears, as you see, 92%. It's okay. And then I'll show you something else over here. This is actually stealth. A lot of people think that it takes a ship to be stealth, like a special ship. It does not. I'll show you this right here. You just hit this button, and now you're considered stealth. It's all based on the IR signature over here that you see to my, I can't really point at it, but it's over there on the left under the my target ship. It's an IR reading of 7,155. Right now I can even lower that more by just turning off my weapons like I just did there, and that'll lower it down quite a bit, down to like 3,800, and that is basically what shows you at range. For a ship to actually see my triangle appear, like that green triangle above right here, you would have to get within about 1,500. Alright, these guys do not have stealth on, that's why I can see them. Go ahead and take off here. And now this guy can probably see me right here, but these guys over here, I don't know if they can actually see me since I turned on stealth late. You know, you do get the green triangle here and there. Its stealth is kind of weird when you turn it on and turn it off, and depending on how far away you are than others. But as you can see, I can target this guy, and if I wanted to, I can actually scan him. Just show you this real quick since all these guys are around. This is the ship scanner. If there's any cargo in there, it would actually show me the cargo as well. Further, with this mode, you can actually ping ships. And let's see if we can pick one up here. I'll show you. Bam! I don't think it picked one up as a square, but we'll try to show you that a little bit later. That's how you actually find ships that are like stealth. You'll send out a ping like this, and you'll get like a weird green box appear on your UI, and you have to fly towards that box. It's kind of like how you mine in this game as well. Miners have to use this scanner to find rocks, and then they use this scanner to see what the rock is, and then they mine it, and then yeah, that's how they do it. So that's your scanner. You just hit tab to do this, by the way. You can also focus this in a laser or have it go around you. Right now I have it just in an AoE setting, but I can actually focus this to like ×32 settings and send it out in a tiny beam as well, to a point. So it does go pretty far. It goes about 30,000 meters, so you can pick up ships pretty far. And it does pick up stealth ships. They show up as squares, so you can just fly towards the square and eventually see that stealth ship, and that's how that's done. As far as gameplay goes right now, as you can see, there's a bunch of people around Port Olisar probably trying to kill people, especially pirates, and my security standing is in the negative, so they're probably just all around kind of chilling or looking for me. I don't know what they're doing right now, but players will kill you if you get outside of Armistice, and you will have a dogfight. So knowing that, oops, let's go back to this screen. As for what is there to do in 3.4, so here's your Moby Glass. This is your main screen. Your ship manager, before you spawn your ship, you can change your loadout right here if you have different weapons. This is how you put them on. Very simple to do. All you got to do is have them in your inventory or on another ship. You can pull weapons from other ships if you have them. Hint, hint. And of course, we have the star map. This is how you will repair when you land, refuel, all that stuff, restock missiles. And of course, these are the missions. So you do have some missions in Star Citizen. And there are quest lines. And now I've done a couple of the quest lines, so they're not going to show up. But there are a bunch of quests and quest lines that you can do. And they do reward quite a bit of money, as you can see. As far as the most, probably the mercenary missions give the most. You know, there's a couple. And then there's, of course, delivery missions where you actually have to, again, as I said, pick up something and then take it somewhere. So you actually need a cargo hold in your ship. This ship right here that I'm in could not really do that. There is no place to put a box. So when you're choosing your ship for Star Citizen, just know that certain ships open up more of the game to you than others because of different missions in the game. So there's delivery missions where you actually need to pick up a box physically and put it in your ship. There's trading, which I just showed you back there with the medical supplies, which if you have a giant cargo, you can just buy a bunch of supplies and trade them from one place to another. You know, there's these appointments right here, which are more like quest lines where I have to go meet somebody and then they give me another mission. Which I guess, let's see here if we have one for Grim. I think Ruto is Grim Hex. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and accept that one just to show you what's up with that. And so we're for a face-to-face. Now we're going to go to Grim Hex. Alright, which is the pirate location. So we'll go there, show you all about that. Let's see here. So now that we have that, you'll see a little icon appear on my screen. Now this is all appearing in red because I'm in a Vandal ship. On the other ships, they appear in green. Some ships have a blue UI, I believe, as well. The UI of the ship all kind of depends on what race you're in at the moment, and yeah, so that's what you're going to get if you get things like this. But Grim Hex is over by Yella, so we're going to port to Yella first, which is the moon of Crusader, and we are on port Crusader, Alisar, of course. So here we go. Alright, so we've landed here at Yella. Now I could fly into Yella if I wanted to. You can actually fly into that planet. And we'll do that a little bit later. I'll show you because there is a secret on Yella. There's one of the most profitable things in the game right here on Yella. It's drugs. And we'll come back to that later, like I said. So, there's a ship right there. Look at that. That is a player. Let's see if we can see who it is. It's a doozy. It looks like he's coming right for me, so probably going to have a dogfight here. Let's go ahead and do it. He's in a Origin 325i. Let's see if we can catch him. See what we can do here. Okay, he sees me. And now we're going to have a dogfight. Now I'm using cannons on this ship, and they're kind of hard to aim. And they're really slow. They're really big. But if I hit him, it's going to hurt. That's the downside for him. And there it is. Alright. So, unintentional PvP there. But that's what happens in Star Citizen right there, you know? You can be flying along like I'm doing, making a tutorial, and find somebody. And kill them. So, alright, to Grim Hex. Hey, I didn't get that security status for nothing, right? So, here we go. And you saw the aiming there. There was 2 little circles that popped up. This ship has 2 size 5 weapons on it, which are really big guns. Some of the biggest guns in the game. The biggest guns in the game. And it has 2 little piddly small size 2s on it. So when these 2 size 5s hit, they do massive amounts of damage, as you saw. And but to aim them, of course, they give you 2 separate circles. Because circles in this game are for lasers, squares are for ballistic weapons. And yeah, that's how you. It's kind of hard to tell which circle is which, but when you get used to it, you just kind of know. So, again, that's how you do it, and that's how it happened. All right, so here we are, and we are going to call for a landing pad. So we're going to go here in our contacts, and we're going to hit Imperial Landing Services. Back out of that.
I'm sorry, we have no available landing bays. Your request has been processed and your ship will be delivered in the next available hangar.
And now he's telling me that the landing pads are full, which I don't know about that, but maybe it's trying to give me 20. That's probably what it is. And now I believe it's going to let me land when this guy takes off. And this is an Andromeda right here.
We have no available landing bays. Your request
This is one of the
has been
bigger
processed
ones.
and your ship will be delivered in the next available hangar.
We'll just fly around it. Whoops, I'm sorry, dude. This ship is insanely quick on pickup. I normally don't fly the Scythe, so I'm not used to how quick it goes. I apologize. But as you can see, it's very wily. Like, if I just strafe with it, it wants to go. It wants to go very fast and very quick, side to side, up and down. It's a good ship in that nature. Especially in the meta right now, because the dogfight meta, it used to be... Oh, hello. The dogfight meta used to be more of a boom and zoom, where it was called jousting, where you would fly at each other real fast and turn around and then fly at each other again. Now it's more of a circle strafing meta, as you saw me do to that guy. And that's just different mechanics made the meta that way. In the new flight model in 3.5, I will not be able to do that, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe the Vandal Scythe will. I don't know. But in the new flight model, there's going to be wind resistance, all that sort of things in atmosphere. Ships are going to fly different in space versus atmosphere. So, you know, a ship like the Vandal Scythe, which I don't know how this is going to fly in atmosphere. Probably not very well, I would imagine. I don't know that, though, because, again, this is alien technology. I don't know. But you would think that it would not fly very good in atmosphere, and that a ship that looked like more of a, you know, your basic Arrow design would fly better, like the Saber or the Arrow itself. Let's see if we can actually land now. If not, we'll just go ahead and land on a pad and get it taken away.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have no available landing bays.
So we do have available landing base. When you do land like this, what happens is it just despawns your ship quicker. Not really a big deal. He's just going to get upset that I'm landing without talking to him.
You are blocking an active flight.
See, he's saying I'm blocking it, so he's going to go ahead and despawn my ship. Which is okay, because we can just respawn it.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time.
So we'll go up here,
We will have to return your ship.
and we will go to the entrance of Grim Hex. And again, this is the pirate station. This is on an asteroid above Yellow, which is a moon. Some say it's a giant asteroid. I don't know actually what it is. I'm just going to say it's a moon. Here's the ship consoles. This is where you'll spawn your ships, right here. The station itself, it does have a little bit more to it. You can go over here. Over here. Let's see here. Did my contract just get taken away from me because I was just a little bit too slow? Probably. It sure did. Looks like we ran out of time there. That's no big deal. It's probably because of that dogfight. Normally you would just fly here and go grab it anyways. Anyways, I'll just show you what Grim Hex is all about. and we'll go start from there. Because Grimhex is actually a pretty cool place. So to get to the main plaza, you'll go to the main concourse. And all these elevators actually work. They do go up and down. There's no instancing here. You're going to actually see the doors close, and this thing is going to actually move downward. Which can actually be a pain in the ass when the server locks up. So double-edged sword there when they get that bug figured out, hey. But it doesn't really happen that often. Only when the server's overloaded. So here we have your basic Grim Hex lobby, as it were. Upstairs are all the rooms where you really spawn in, where it says like 01 up there. You do have some things down in here. I'll show you. This is the clothing store. That's pretty cool. All the good shops. The guy that I was supposed to see is down in there. He's in like an arcade. He's actually just a hologram you talk to. But we will, for the sake of things, go over here. See, I always get this mixed up, but I believe it's this one. Alright, so here's the ship weapons and this one, and as you can see in Grim Hex, it's one of the better ones because you actually get to buy warp drives here and power plants. And upgrading your power plant on some of the other ships actually does a lot for you. Some of the ones that they start you with, which is the Sonic Light, isn't that good, but upgrading it to something like the ACOM, which is the most powerful size one. I know it's the Aegis Charger. I think this is the second, but I think this is the most powerful one. I'll have to check. But one of these has like 24,000 power output, for instance, and I believe the one you start with, the Sonic Light, has 1600 or something around there. So it's not, or 1800. It's not as good. So that allows you to run IR mode a little bit better, because when you do run IR suppression, it does overheat your ship and cause more power. And it also allows you to shoot laser weapons a little bit more efficiently, which is really good, like Omni-Sky, cannons, things like that. They will really suck the power from your ship. So upgrading your power supply does goes a long way, I should say. And of course, back there you saw this place does sell laser weapons, which is, in my opinion, one of the better weapons in Star Citizen right now, because there's no ammo, and they do well. But again, it's to each their own. Ballistic weapons do not affect shields, or shields won't affect ballistic weapons, I should say. So there's the upside to that. The downside, of course, is that you have to buy ammo for ballistic weapons, so there's a little bit more of a cost to running them as opposed to lasers. But in the future, when lasers overheat modules and cause heat damage to modules, that might actually be a little bit different, right? So there's still going to be some costs associated with lasers in the future, it looks like. So ballistics might round out really well. These are the suits, I should say, that you can buy at Grim Hex. As you can see, they are different from the ones at Crusader. This is kind of the newest one that they've added in the game. Yeah, you can mix and match here. You can do whatever. Some are actually armor. Like these right here are just flight suits. This is a flight suit. The one that I'm actually wearing is just considered a flight suit. I don't think it actually has any armor to it at all. It's not considered light armor or anything like that. It's just considered a flight suit. So it's not going to give me any like ballistic protections or anything like that like these would. Obviously, these are a little bit tankier. To each their own, right? So yeah, this is Grim Hex. We'll go ahead and get out of here. So, I do have some clips of me mining, which I'll put in the video for you guys. Mining, I don't have the mining ship anymore. I hated it. It's not for everybody, and please don't get deterred by it from what I'm saying. You might actually love it. I just found it to be really tedious, and I'm not that kind of a player. I thought I liked industry. I thought it was going to be, hey, let me go get some credits, real quick and relax. But it really wasn't relaxing. It was kind of aggravating. But again, and I'll show you how that's done and why I thought it was kind of aggravating, because you do have to control a little meter and heat up rocks. You can't just go and mine a rock. You don't just hit a beam at a rock and get rock. You have to actually break that rock, and breaking that rock takes some time because you have to fire a laser at it and then you heat up the rock with this laser, and you can control the laser with your mouse wheel how strong it gets. It'll heat up the rock more, and you control also that by distance, how close and you are to the rock, your ship wise, and the laser itself. So you have to have this combination of your mouse wheel and kind of moving your ship forward and backwards, and then there's like this sweet spot that you have to get, and then it'll, if you keep it in the sweet spot of the bar for long enough, another bar starts moving up, and then when that bar completes, the rock will break. Now the caveat to that, there's another bar, the overheating bar, that if you overheat the rock too much, that starts filling up, and the rock will actually explode and damage you and your ship and send you flying thousands of meters backwards. So, you know, it takes some skill, and there are rocks that are harder than others. Sometimes you have like, you know, an inch of green zone. Sometimes you have a millimeter. I mean, literally. So it takes some skill to do some mining. It takes some patience, I would say, to get it right, and to break rock. And then you, of course, you have to switch to your extractor, and then that's when you actually get to get the rock. But there's different percentages levels to these rocks, so a lot of the time you're picking up this inert rock, which is just nothing. It sells for nothing, and you'll get, like, you know, you're farming, let's say diamonds, you'll get 2 or 3% diamonds in your hold, but the rest of the 97% will be rock, and it'll sell for 3,000, and you'll have been out there for 30 minutes, you know. So again, mining takes skill because you have to know what to mine, how to do it efficiently, and what to extract percentage-wise to get the most profit. If you stay out for a while, I guess, you could, you know, only extract the 2%ers and up and fill up your hold with actual just raw diamond or raw material that actually sells well over time. But again, you're talking about more time and space and more time doing that job. It's tedious work, so I don't know how efficient it is right now, but for me it just wasn't efficient enough, and I did not like it. So, but again, to each their own. So, but again, I'll put a clip in that later to show you some mining and how that is done. Right now we're going to go ahead and spawn the, oops, come back, little vandal scythe. Sometimes this thing gets bugged and it disappears.
I'm sorry, we have no available landing bays. Your request has been processed and your ship will be delivered in the next available hangar.
Unfortunately, our
So we're positioning queue. This is actually pretty cool. They have a queue now when you do summon ships, so we'll just have to wait in this queue for a second, or you can bump ahead in the video. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and show you outside and go from there, because the ship should just spawn. So I was telling you before that there is drugs on Yella. Some trade ships or some trade routes are more profitable than others. In this game, drugs are way more profitable than others, and a ship like this is the Cutlass Black that somebody has spawned. Oh, it despawned there, but it can hold a lot of 46. Uh-oh, getting my ship. There it is. Hey, all right, thank you, Cutlass Black. So we'll go ahead and hop in here. But that Cutlass Black, just for some info's sake, is considered one of the better all-around ships in the game. It can actually dogfight pretty well. It's the size of about a medium fighter. It can put up a fight. It has 4 guns and a turret on it for a friend, and a co-pilot seat as well. And it has like 6 seats in the back for a crew, and then it holds 46 units of cargo. You can fit rovers in there, you know, other vehicles. You can park them in there to take out and drive on planets with. The Cutlass Black, as far as, remember what I was talking about before, is opening up the game to you as far as ships go. The Cutlass Black is premier in that sense that it does open up probably 99% of the game to you. Things that you can't do in it are like bounty hunting, where you have to capture somebody and you know, stow them in a prison cell, because there are certain ships with that, like the Hawk or the Cutlass blue has the prison cells in it. So, and then there's also an Avenger series that has cells in it as well. I think it's the Avenger Stalker. I'm not quite sure on that either. But the Avenger series, the Avenger Titan, is also considered one of the premier noob ships in the game, and that's because it's a really good price. Now, it's an Avenger model, but it does have a good cargo size in the back, and again, you can park vehicles in it. I don't know if the bigger ones fit, but you can get a good amount in the back of the Avenger, and it's only, I think, a $20 upgrade from the Mustang or the Aurora, which are the noob starting packages. So if you want a better ship and you're looking to get into more of the game, then the Mustang and the Aurora allow you to do, because they do kind of limit you. I would recommend looking at the Avenger Titan because it's only $20 up, and you do get a really good ship to make you a lot of money. And again, that opens up 99% of all the missions in the game and the content, aside from like mining and again bounty hunting missions, which aren't in the game yet, by the way. There's bounty hunting missions where you go kill things. There's just not bounty hunting missions where you have to go capture somebody yet. There are FPS missions in this game, where you have to fly down somewhere and kill NPCs on the ground with your gun. The NPCs at this time don't really fight back well. They're not like Escape from Tarkov level or anything like that. But in the future, they do hope to have better AI. In 3.5, I think it's going to get better. So hopefully those missions will get more and more in tune, and they'll get better as that goes. Plus, it just adds a little bit more flavor. As far as my security status, let's say I wanted to get rid of that. All I would really have to do if I wanted to do it quick is go die to a guard in Lorville. That's probably really one of the fastest ways to do it. But the other way, the real way to do it, is you go to Port Karaya, which is the security port in the game. And that's kind of the thing that people fight over. Well, one of the things. But there is a security port, and you go there, and I can hack a computer, and one bar at a time on that little top right thing with the target in its head will go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I would probably have to wait there around 12-15 minutes to hack that computer each time for those bars to go down, and then I could clear my security status. In the future, death won't just clear a status. That's just one of the bugs in persistence right now, where I could wipe it really easily. But for the game's sake, the way you're going to have to do it in the future is go to Karaya, and of course there are people waiting there for you. You cannot just land your ship on Port Karaya and hope it just stays there. There's no official like landing services or anybody in there, because it's kind of I guess a vacant station. But people do come and destroy the ships, and people will kill you regardless. There are turrets around it that are manned by NPCs, I guess, that do fire, but they really don't do anything. But that would be the way that I would go, and that's one of the things that creates content in this game, is the Port Karaya security station. And I'll show you that right now. We'll go ahead and go there, and that is, I believe, over on Selin. Oh, and these comm arrays right here, I'll show you these two. Oops. Don't know what happened there. My map kind of bugged out. But these comm arrays, these satellites, you can warp to as well. And pirates, you can actually EVA out of your ship and climb inside, and there's a little computer that you hack. And you get missions to do this, to shut them down. Pirates do. Like, I would get a mission sometimes to shut one of these down, and if you're a good guy, you get missions to turn them back on. So it does create more content around these as well. But we'll go ahead and go to Security Port Karaya and show you all about that. So here it is, right here, I believe. I don't know why it's doing that, but we'll just go ahead and do that. Here we go. Alright, Security Port Karaya. And that's how you set a destination. Now, I can't just fly to Karaya. I have to actually fly to the planet that it's around first, and then fly to what's orbiting around the planet. So just know that if you're trying to get to a moon around a planet, you can't just fly to the moon. You have to first fly to the planet and then the moon, if that makes sense. And there are different planets in the game. That map that I was just showing you, and I'll show you this again, is not the full map. We'll go ahead and look at it. So, this is just one planet. That's how many planets. This is actually the map. So, there's Delamar right here. There's ArtCorp, which isn't in the game yet, and I don't think Microtech's in the game yet either. These are coming in 3.5 as well. But Hurston is in the game, and Delamar is in the game, and all these planets have things around them too. So it's not just like, hey, it's just a planet, but all these things you can go to as well. Ariel, Aberdeen, Ida, Magda, these comm arrays around it again are all content. And to actually fly to this place, it takes a bit of time. Like if you have a bigger ship with a good warp drive, you'll get there quicker than other ships. The average time for some of the smaller ships is around 10 to 12 minutes. Really long time. And then you can overclock that, and some of the faster ships can get there in around 4 minutes. So depending on what you're doing and what you're flying in, you can kind of shorten that time a little bit, but significantly it does take a little bit of time. So just know that. And I just want to clear route and set route to this because for some reason it's not giving me what I want. There it is. And some of this stuff's still a little buggy. Like I set the route here and it took me to Cellin, and it still wanted to take me to Cellin for some reason. That bug just kind of started this patch, I believe. To get around that, you just clear your destination and reset it. It's very easy. Alright, security port Karaya. Here we come. Now, I'm not going to stick around or anything. I just wanted to kind of show you what it is. Because I don't want this tutorial to be too long. But hey, there's some contacts there. What do we have? Who is it? Romeo Bissett. He's in a Drake Cutlass Black. I think that's an NPC. I don't know. It could be a player. We'll find out. How about that? Let's see. Do I have suppress on? I do not have suppress IR on, so he probably sees me already on radar. And I believe this is an NPC. Let's see.
Ah, hell.
Yeah, it's an NPC.
I'm not dead yet, you bitch.
Looks like I got some help here from... I actually don't know.
I'm not dead yet, you bitch.
I don't think my cannons are working. Oh yeah, this is a player. J-type? Are you friendly or are you trying to attack me? Oh yeah, you're trying to attack. Security port, Karaya. Always fun. Always content. So I think what's happening here is I'm just firing my two little small crappy lasers. Not the best in the world for beating ships. That's exactly what's happening. So we're just gonna have to feed him with shitty lasers. How about that? Turn battles, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Turn battles, ladies and gentlemen. Turn battles. Engaging in fun Star Citizen action. Fights are always not like that. I'm just in a meme ship, okay? Don't get it wrong. And let me see what's wrong with my fucking weapons here. Oh, you know what it is? I forgot to group them. So I've done things a little bit different. I don't use different groups. I monogun a lot. So using two guns. So I rebound my right click, which is usually group 2 missiles. And my group 2 there was G. But of course I didn't think to actually hit that because I forgot to change my groupings. Oops. But anyways, that's some Port Karaya content for you, as you can see there. Did a really good thing. I think. I don't know. But yeah, that's content for you. So we're going to go back to Yella, because why not, right? We're getting so much random PvP right now. I feel like trying my luck at Jumptown. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to get to Jumptown. And for some reason, did this really not set? Alright, there we go. Show me. There we go. Looks like there's a, that's a pilot. Oh. Hey, you know, while we're here, while we're around, right? We fixed our gun problem. So, let's just see what old Hooper's up to. Hey, Hoopy. I mean absolute harm. Oh, I did not mean to ram you, though. Why were you standing still, Hooper? That's ridiculous. Take some of these guns, Hoopy. Don't get into a turn fight with me. Oh, got into a turn fight with me. Hoopy! That was a Vanguard Warden. It's a lot better than that, I promise you. What we got over here? I don't even know who this is. This is just like a ship out in space. It's not a ship out in space anymore, is it? I don't know what's going around here, but it's gonna stop. Alright, let's stop our ship from freaking out real quick. Okay. Alright, let's go to where we're going now. Let's get out of here. We're trying to leave. I want to go to a place that I cannot for some reason. And all those places are places I can warp to on that planet, by the way. I'm going to have to reset this because this is just annoying. Crusader, Yella, clear route, set route. I just want to go to Yella. That's all I want to do. There we go. Alright, so we're leaving this place now. But as far as things to do in Star Citizen, right? Right? A little content for you. I wasn't even trying to get this. And I'm just trying to show you guys around. But these are some of the things you can do in Star Citizen. And I'll show you some other things too. I'll show you some things you can do that are not, I should say, that are frowned upon by some of the public. But, you know, this is a tutorial and I'll show you everything. I'm not going to just show you the lame stuff, right? I'll show you the cool stuff too. Alright, so we're back on Yella. Again, this is the drug planet. First we need to actually warp to Grim Hex, which again is around Yella, and then we can show you the route to and if you were in a fleet with myself, it would actually show you like a little or a little pop-up to say that I was spooling up my drive, and we could actually warp together. There is fleet warp in this game. All you have to do is click a button to activate it, and then you warp with me. And I believe it warps based on the slowest warping ship in the fleet, so you can't just get like a fast warping ship and then they all warp that fast. It's all going to be based on the one ship. So we'll fly into Crusader, or not Crusader, Grim Hex here real quick. And We're getting some contact back there, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to shoot at me. Who knows?
Quantum travel engaged.
And quantum travel engaged. Here we go. Go into Yella again. We're going to visit the drug lab. And it's daytime, thank God, because if it was night, I don't think I'd be able to find it. And we waste a lot of time. So to get there, you see these like shadows way off in the distance? That is Jump Town. You wouldn't know it, but it's there. And it's not on any map. As you can see, I can open this and there's no icon for it at all. The way you have to get to it is just this. And this is kind of the designated route that most people take. They fly to Grimhex first, then they fly to Yella, and then they look at this little peninsula that's below me, and based on the landmarks, they use these, and then they fly towards these little black dots. Now, when it's nighttime, people can still find it that I'm with, but I cannot. I'm just really bad at it. So that's how you do it. This is how you do it right here, and we'll fly. And I do want to go ahead and suppress IR, just because when we do fly in, I want to be stealthy. And we'll go ahead and turn off weapons as well. That'll get our IR signatures very low. And I don't think you actually have to turn off your weapons. I've done a lot of testing with my buddy. I have a saber, he has a saber. I've run with weapons off and IR off with that, click that little stealth mode button, shields off. I've had like a signature of around 200 and 300 respectively of EM and IR, and we still see each other at about 1500 with him just having IR on and my having all those things off. He'll see me at 1500 and I will see him at 1500. So I think it's just based on that. You click this little button and bam, your ship is kind of stealth, because stealth is not really advanced in Star Citizen right now. There's a lot more that's going to go into it later on, and those characteristics aren't in the game. But when they are, you know, ships like this won't be able to stealth very easily, and the actual stealth ships will be a lot better at stealth. So, but that said, right now any ship can kind of play around with it. It's in the game, and you can use it. So I encourage you to do so. Just know that certain ships, when you do hit that little suppress IR button, are going to have a hard time firing weapons than others when that is actually on. This ship right here actually has a really good power cell. It has probably the third best in the game, I think, or fourth for its size. So it's around 2,000 output. So it's a pretty good power supply, and it can actually run these big old guns like that with suppress IR on. But again, a lot of ships cannot do that. So be aware of that and just be careful. So you'll overheat yourself, and then if you overheat your guns in the middle of the fight, you're just not going to fire for, you know, 30 seconds to a minute. So depending on the gun, so you want to monitor that. But again, we're going to the drug lab here, and it should be that little thing right there, that little shadow that's on the three little notches of my crosshair on the bottom. And we should be getting there pretty soon. It's also the last mountain in the chain, because after Jump Town there really is just a bunch of flat land, so you can kind of look at it like that. But again, when you're flying down to a planet which is all mountains and terrain, it's really hard to judge and guess where that is unless you've been there a couple of times. That three little pronged mountain range right where the thruster numbers are is kind of a landmark that people use to kind of gauge it. And then of course the little mountain that my little crosshair, the notches are on, is the one we're actually heading to. It's the furthest one out there. As you can see, it's the last mountain in the chain, and it should be Jump Town. I say this, but again, there's no way to find this other than by just knowing where it is, guys. I'm not even sure how the first person found this place. If somebody was like hinted at it, I don't know. There could be other Jump Towns in the game. I don't know. But this is the only one that's known about right now. So again, you come down here. There is a limited amount of drugs they sell. You have to bring medical supplies and agricultural supplies, I believe, to it. So traders are constantly bringing stuff to it to sell and buying drugs to take back and sell. The drug profit is massive. It's around 75%. I think the highest legal trade you can do is like 7 or 12%. So we're talking massive amounts of profit for Widow compared to other things. And if you have a big ship, you can buy a lot of Widow. The console does take time. I believe you can only buy 1,000 units or so at a time per minute. So, you know, just be aware of that. You're going to have to stick around for 5-6 minutes for some of the bigger ships to actually fill them up. And to sell, it's the same way. Depending on where you go, there's a sell time as well. So it's not just wham, bam, bam. You are taking time to do this, but the reward is great if you can get away with it and not get popped. And now, if I were to pop one of these ships with a bunch of Widow in it, yes, it does drop on the ground, but depending on the server load at the time, it could last there for a second or it could last there for hours. You just don't know until it happens, but most of the time you can actually get and pick up those boxes, and you can put them in your cargo bay and sell them just like anybody that bought them from one of those consoles. So you can take loot from people in this game, and it's just in the form of those little boxes that drop after you destroy a ship. The ships that I've destroyed in fighting prior to this really didn't have any cargo, so there was really no destroying any ships there. But yeah, so I believe this is Jumptown right here, and it doesn't look like anybody's here. There's somebody. There's somebody here. Who are you? It's a freelancer, Max. He's probably buying some drugs. That really sucks for him.
Front crash close. Weapons on.
So we'll go ahead and blow that one up. And we'll go ahead and blow that one up. And that's how you play DEA agent in Star Citizen. Got some illegal drug runners down there, and now they're not illegal drug running anymore. They're going to be upset. They're inside. Now I could get on the ground here, you know, and do a little DEA raid and raid them with a gun. Or I could just line up at the door and wait for one of them to open that door and come out. Ah. Like right now. I'm not sure if I got him, but I would guess that he's probably dead. I would guess that that man is probably dead inside.
Crashed close.
I'm sorry, what? Is there somebody below me here?
Deck crashed close.
It's really hard to see people on the ground. Like, it's... Like, I know he's out here, but I don't see him. Do you see him? Oh no.
Crashed close.
Where are you? Where are you, my friend? Well, someone just killed our ships at Jumptown now, so it seems like... Whoever just shot me in Jumptown, I didn't blow up your ship. Oh, so they were inside, and I guess that they killed each other because they thought it was me. So we caused some indirect violence there, it looked like. But again, this is Star Citizen content. You know, this is how you play the game. They were here to get some good monies, and well, that came to an end.
Deck crashed close.
We're gonna look through the window here and see if we can see him looking out. No, I don't see him. I usually look in this window. Like, sometimes you can actually get on the ground and hide in this little room right here, and then with your gun, and then you can ambush people coming. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. There's VoIP in this game. Duh! Hey! So you open your comm link. Oh, the squares are X'd out because of this stupid thing. I'll show you it when I open it, but it's X'd out right here. You just have to click on the microphone or the headphones little icons up here to activate it. It comes off by default. and then you can hit plus on your numpad to talk to people. VoIP does work in this game, and yeah, you can kind of scare people using VoIP, all that good stuff. But I usually wait in that little room right there, and I'll rush out and try to talk to people and try to rob them of their drugs. It's fun, you know. It's good. All right. I think the scythe shot both of our ships. I'm still kind of new. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. This tutorial video is an absolute mess. Like, I just wanted to show you guys things. I did not mean to just continually kill people. I'm just going to call this the PvP tutorial. Screw it. You know? I mean, if you're looking for PvP and you want to know how to do it, just link people this video. I'll show you some good ways to get PvP. Oh, you want to go see another one? Let's go see another one, because now I'm pretty sure that this guy's still in there. We're going to let him go. We're just going to strand him here on this island, or this planet island. We're going to strand him here on the island and let him be on his way. Maybe somebody will come pick him up. Again, that's content, right? Now he has to get a ride from somebody, so somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, let's go do that. Oh, another thing he can do, because I did that to him, he can come over here in a beacon. Now you can make beacons. You can create these things, alright? So, beacon, I want to create one. Is it? Oh, there it is. It was blocked, of course. But anyways, you can kind of create a beacon type, right? And I can say, hey, I need combat assistance or a personal transport, like that guy might need. Bam. And then you say the destination, and you can actually give them money. Now, people can fly down to those beacons, collect the money, and then get the job from you. So this is also how you transfer money in the game right now. There's no real trade feature to trading credits, but I can assign jobs like that, and people can accept them. And that's how you also trade money. If I just wanted to give you 5,000 credits, we'd be next to each other. I'd pop a beacon, you'd accept it, and then bam, you had 5,000 credits. So that's a good way to trade, but that's also a good way to get a ride if you're stranded on an island, or a planet, because a scythe killed your ship while you're trying to buy drugs. Fucking illegal peoples trying to buy drugs all the time. Unreal. All right. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you some more content, some more PvP, right? We want to do some more PvP content because why not? Now, why are you going to this place? People are wondering, why? There's no PvP over there. Now, what is he doing? No, let me do it. There we go. It's doing that thing where it's not showing me the spool. Let's see if I can actually activate it. Please, let me activate it. Again, these are just some of the delightful bugs in the game right now. We'll go ahead and do that. See if we can snap it too. Come on. Oh, you know why? Because I'm still in altitude. Unreal. Unreal. So you can't warp in altitude, as you learned there from my mistake. You have to wait until you actually get out of it. And then the spool thing appears. Not a bug. Sorry, Star Citizen. I blamed a bug on you. When it wasn't a bug, it was just me being dumb. That's not the case all the time. Alright, so we're going to Delamar. We're going to look for some more content. I mean PvP. I mean content. And this is one of my favorite places to come to just practice ship shooting. Because everybody needs to practice ship shooting. Gotta know how to shoot ships in this game, right? It's part of the game. So we're gonna go practice some ship shooting. Dun dun dun. And now there's a whole other like planet system. Like I said, the Hurston planet with Lorville, which is the actual city. Down here is another city. This is called Levski we're gonna go to. So on this planet is a place called Levski. Where are you? There you are. And there it is. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and spool to get over to it. And this is actually a place, a city, like Grimhex or Port Olisar, where you can go to. In actual, this is one of the first places in the game where you can buy a ship with in-game currency. There's only two places you can do that right now, and that is Levski and Lorville, which is Hurston. But they both have two different shops that sell different ships for in-game currency. The smaller ones, like the Aurora and Mustang, sell for around 200,000 to 400,000 credits. The minor ship, the Prospector, sells for around, I think it's 1.6 million. The Cutlass is around that price as well. You know, there's various other smaller ships like the 325 and the 300i, and I believe the Drake Buccaneer. Again, there's like 1.2 million-ish around there, 1 million. The biggest ships in the game, like the Constellation, are like 20. Like the Phoenix Constellation, I believe, is 20 million, and the Hammerhead is 24 million. I think they lowered the Phoenix down to like 19 though. But still, that's how much credits you need to buy a ship with in-game currency. It's expensive, so as you can see, that's why these guys wanted to run drugs, is because they're getting massive profits. If you have a freelancer DUR, which is like the 1200 SCU cargo one, you can make hundreds of thousands of credits in one run of Widow. So again, you know, drug running is very, very, very profitable. And I think since we turned off our ship, no, we did not. We don't need that. So anyways, this is Levski. Should I show you guys Levski first? I mean, it's just another place to go, right? With shops, same shops. You know, it's just got different stuff in them. You buy different stuff here. You have to land here through these little elevator pads. I guess it's kind of cool. Here, we'll go ahead and show you that. But there's guys right here. You see, this is practice. This is how you practice shooting ships. What you do is you come over here. Everybody's gonna hate me for this. I know that. Everybody's just gonna be so upset for showing you this.
Oh, it's not PvP. That's illegal PvP. Come on, man. Go play Arena Commander.
No, I don't want to play Arena Commander. It's lame. This is not lame, though. Okay, so what you do is you come right here. You have to get a little bit away, so you're going to want to like cycle through your targets. You know what I'm saying? Check your ranges. We're good here. We're good here. Did I change, for some reason, my hotkey, and that's why I can't target? Oh, there we go. Because it's supposed to cycle through these other guys, but maybe these other guys are just too far away. I don't know where they are. Oh, we got a guy coming out. And that is in his 600i Touring. Now, that ship right there I cannot kill. Large shielded ships, like the 600i, the Hammerhead, the Starfarer, and the Caterpillar, they have very big shields, so you're going to need either ballistic weapons or you're going to need a lot of ships to break through that one shield panel, and you're not doing it without it. Now, there's a Freelancer Max. Now, let's go see what Freelancer Max is doing. Now, I can scan him. I can see what he's all about here. It's just him on that ship, it looks like. I don't think he's actually hauling anything. So this is not going to be like a big loss for him. Who knows? He might kill me though, right? But anyways, yeah, content. So you just wait for people to take off. You leave the armistice zone. You come up behind them. Oh, shit. Well. You know, the more I fly this scythe, the more I love it. I have a missile coming in on me, as you can see here. So we're going to go ahead and get that off of us. Alright, who's shooting at us here, I wonder? Oh, I bet it's that 600, huh? Yeah, it was a 600. It was his buddy. We just killed his buddy. He's kind of upset, but I'm not fighting the 600, so whatever. Missiles are kind of bugged in this state right now. They're not that great. Sometimes they explode, sometimes they don't. There it is right there, by the way. That was the missile, the little triangle thing. It's not doing anything, as you can see. Yeah, oh, there's a missile right there on my ship. As you can see, it's just going to fall to the ground there. Bye-bye. Bye, little missile. Okay. Oh, and now it exploded. Of course. Of course! So, again, missiles are bugged in Star Citizen. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they fall off your ship like that and then jump back up and explode. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but we're going to go ahead and repair because he hit me hard there.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
So again, this is how you land. It looks like there's 2 ships in there. Like, isn't that weird? Like, oh, it's somebody. It's a yellow jacket. So it looks like somebody has a yellow jacket, which is like a little motorbike spaceship-looking thing. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're just gonna go land here. I cannot believe I one-shotted that Max with this. I don't know. I have questions. So, again, wanted this to be a nice tutorial of just me walking around showing you different shops.
Have a pleasant stay.
I wanted this to be like, hey, this is what you do. And, yeah. We'll go ahead and go up to Levski right now to show you what that's all about. Just because we're here, we might as well do it because we had to land. But yeah, as you can see, that ship right there, I mean, the whole reason it's good is because, look, I'll show you. It's these guns. These are size 5 guns. Like, the whole left wing is a giant cannon, and then on the right wing as well, or whatever the hell it is, if you can call it that, is another giant gun, size 5. And these are the 2. These are what normally ships of this size have. Right here, these 2 little piddly guns. You know, size 2, 3s. Sometimes you'll see one with a 4 on it. You know, you can fit, like the Avenger series, you can fit a fixed 4 on the nose, which is still pretty big. But this right here, 2 size 5s, absolutely wreck any ship, as you can see, if they touch you. So the Scythe, very, very, very scary. Do not let it touch you. If it touches you, you die. That's all you need to know about that ship. Because that was kind of insane. Like, I almost want to go out and try my hand at that 600i, even though I know I'm not going to wreck those shields. I know. And with him shooting all kinds of missiles at me, it's not going to be a fun time. Oh, we got to go to customs. So we're going to go to customs. And I'll show you the ship store. I'll show you all that good stuff. But this is one of the cooler stations, in my opinion, just because of how you have to get here. You have to land in that little place. Also because of the cool PvP. Right. And, you know, it just has a lot to it. Like I said, there's a ship store, a bunch of other stores where you can buy some other stuff. It actually does, like, the bazaar of this place does look really cool. This is where you would go to actually spawn those vehicles that I was talking about. So if you have like a gray cat, whoops, no, it's actually upstairs. These are just ship consoles. We'll go down to ships, though. We'll go show you this. This is actually the way you get to Teach's ship shop. So we're going to go down there, and I'll show you that. And that top lobby plus the airlocks, I believe that's the place where you have to buy, you know, the cars, the dragonflies, things like that. So you spawn your ship, and then you can spawn those and put them inside your ship. And then you can take them down to planets and get them out of the back and ride around on the planets and such. It's good times. Especially down at Jump Town. Huh? Right? Alright. So, here we are. Teach's ship shop. here are the ships that you can buy. Now, if you can look at it, you can buy it if it comes up yellow like this, with an outline. You can go ahead and buy it for in-game currency. Just to kind of show you here, I believe this is... Come on now. Show me the money. This is 26. This is probably one of the best buys in the game right here. You don't need to buy one of these for like, I think they're like $40 or $50 in the in-game store. It's 26,000 credits, which, I mean, is nothing. As you can see, some of the missions give you around 1,800 to 3,000. I think there's some missions in Lorville, Hurston that give you 8,000. Trade runs give you way more. And again, I have like 11,000 from just I do PvP, and I very rarely run any credits, guys. Like I go out of my way not to make money in this game because I just hate grinding, and I just like PvP. I like shooting ships. That's what I do. So, but if you wanted to buy one of these, very easily to do, and then all you got to do is put it in the back of your ship and just take it someplace and drive. Again, this is one of the newer fighters out. This is the Drake Buccaneer. It's a decent ship, but again, it's 100, or I'm sorry, it's actually 1.1 million ISK, or credits, ISK, it's EVE. And then, of course, this is the Hornet. This is one of the other basic ships in the game. I think the Hornet's around $100, $110 or something like that. 1.4 million in game. You know. Again, this is the mining ship right here. This is the Prospector. If you guys have never seen one actual in game, a lot of people are confused about the size of this ship because they see it in like a picture and they think it's just a massive ship or something like that. It's really not. It's your basic entry-level mining ship, and I believe it has a lot wrong with it because I don't think entry-level mining should cost 1.6 million or $150. I think that's really stupid. If I grinded my way up to 1.6 million credits in the current state of mining, there's no way in hell I'd spend that 1.6 million credits on this ship to earn more credits. Like that, you'd have to lack a lot of common sense and math to even attempt to do something like that. But again, this changes from patch to patch. Last patch, mining was like the OP way of making money. This patch, they kind of dumbed it down because you actually do have to go out of your way and search a little bit longer. But again, the other problem with mining, in my opinion, is the cost of this ship. No entry-level ship to anything in any game should cost this much, or this much currency, real-life money. Again, I just think this is a flaw. This should be around like 500,000 credits to 700,000. It's not even that good of a ship. It's just a mining ship, and it sucks. So, you know, maybe if mining was better, I could see this being warranted. But again, we're talking entry-level mining. There's not a lower-level ship that mines, and you've got to spend this much for it. That's a major flaw, in my opinion. But again, that changes patch to patch, and it could change. Who knows? This is the Cutlass Black. As you can see, it's pretty big. But again, this back cargo has a lot of space. I don't know if they'll let me open this. Oh, they will. So I guess you can just kind of check out the ships. But yeah, this is the Cutlass Black. I hope it doesn't kill me, because I've gone in one of these things before and it's killed me. But again, these are the flip-down seats right here that you can get into. It does have bay doors, which is really cool feature on ships. If it has these bay doors, I don't think it's going to let me open them. But it does have in here, this is the cockpit. This is the turret that somebody can get into on top. You just kind of look up and grab it down there. And these are the two seats that you get into. The co-pilot seat right here and the pilot seat. So it does kind of have a standard fighter canopy, cockpit type thing, but the rest of the ship is actually pretty big. And as you can see, it does have two beds for you and your crew. These are actually weapon racks. In the future, there's going to be a global inventory, a ship inventory, and your personal inventory, and you'll be able to store things like weapons here. And then you're going to have insurance on those as well. Ah, there's a dude in here. I didn't know that could happen. But yeah, in the future, there'll be insurance on your cargo and your ship inventory. Right now, there is not. So if you put something in there and your ship does explode, it's gone. And then, of course, you have your Auroras over here. All three of them in their complete suckiness. Again, these are your entry-level ships. This is what you would buy if you were new to the game or just wanted to get started. This is what your friend would tell you to buy. You'd be like, oh, yeah, this is cool. And, you know, they're not bad. Like this one right here has a little bit more ordnance on it. It actually does fight better. Yeah, it's really cool, dude. And you know, it's not bad. Yeah, get up in there, bro. Let's get up in there. Where did he go? I don't know. But, you know, different ships, different things. And you can come down here and look at them all and buy them. I thought there was a Mustang down here. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's at the other one. But again, these are the ones you can buy. And these are the Dragonflies, the ship that the other guy had down in his hangar. These actually do work in space. They're a lot cooler sounding on paper than they are in game. Hopefully the new flight model will fix these too. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these, but these will give you one hell of a ride for your life, both good and bad. They can bug out, they can send you way up, they can send you way down. They are fun when they work. It is akin to like a Star Wars speeder, and you do feel really cool while doing it. But again, depending on the terrain that you're on, easier said than done. Really cool concept, really cool thing, just doesn't work really well right now. I prefer this or the stupid Gray Cat buggy, which I do have. I did pay $15 for the Gray Cat. And it's a little golf cart that you can take around stations. It's much smaller than this, but you can also drive it on planets. And I believe it is a permanent addition to the in-game store for just $15 now. I don't know if you can buy one in the other ship shop or if you're going to be able to buy one in the future. I mean, for $15, I imagine it's going to be around 10,000 credits or something like that. So it's not really a must-buy, but it's still a fun thing to park in the back of your Black Cutlass, like I do have, and then take it places like Jump Town. You can park your Cutlass a little bit further away. Just know that when you do that, if you park your ship down on the surface of a planet and you turn everything off, it's not going to be picked up on radar, but people can scan you down. And if they fly right above you, like over 1,500 meters is the range, they will actually see the green triangle. So you can't just hide your ship on the surface of a planet. So it's probably going to die if somebody's scanning. And most people at Jump Town scan religiously, like it's going out of style. I didn't scan. Excuse me, by the way. I did not scan those ships coming into Jump Town, by the way, because when you do scan, it heats up your IR signature over 15,000 to about like 17,000 or such, and you will be seen from further away. It just removes the stealth ability from your ship, so you cannot scan and stay stealth at the same time. And with that said, we'll go back up. Alright, so I'm hoping I'm showing you guys what you can do in Star Citizen. There is content to be had, as you can see. There's a bunch of people who have been talking this whole time on this server. They've been playing, doing things, moving stuff around. Star Citizen is really just akin to something like a Grand Theft Auto sandbox world, where you can do things, do missions with NPCs, interact with other players, fight with other players, run missions with other players. Now, the group mission system isn't in game yet. To do group missions, if somebody accepts a contract, another guy really can't accept the same contract. We've been able to do it a couple of times like that, but it's really, really iffy. But there are going to be group missions in the game in the future. I'll take it and show you, explore a little bit more of Levski, because it is kind of a cool place. I'll show you a little bit more while I'm talking. This is downstairs. So anyways, as I was saying, again, Levski is a nice place to visit. And we'll go down here real quick to the Grand Barter Station. But it's more of akin to a sandbox, like I was saying. You just got to play it like a GTA game to have fun. There is tons of content. It's not as bad as Eve, where it's like you got to make your content, because usually you can just go to a place like in GTA and like a hot hub, like in, for instance, Jump Town in this game, and just find PvP. There's other places too you can find it, like again Spaceport Karaya, around Loreville as well. If you wanted to go hunt miners, for instance, like there is asteroid mining in the game. You can mine asteroids and planets, just so you know. But a lot of the miners, they like to stick around Hurston and go over here to aerial, because this is where all like the wreck site is. So if you just fly around this planet and scan around these, especially around the mining sites, because I think the mining sites have better ore near them. Supposedly, that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but things like that. You can go and scan for ships and, you know, patrol around and kill them or set up fights with other people. This is Levski, by the way. This is the barter area, and it's actually a really nice, cool-looking area. Has that cyberpunk kind of apocalyptic feel to it. Kind of go over here and show you some of the shops. This is, again, conscientious objects. Of course, that could be only one thing. That's guns. And here we are, some guns. So again, every station sells different guns, like I told you. So you can buy some different types of guns here. Some energy weapons are sold here. Again, the railgun, which I do have a railgun on my back, and you can buy a sniper rifle that's an energy rifle, things like that here. But again, like I said, they all sell different guns everywhere. So just have a look around, and if you're looking for a certain thing, you'll probably have to either search for a spreadsheet that has that information on it, or just fly around. And that could suck if you're trying to go to, you know, you have to search a place like Lorville or something like that. Could be disadvantage to you. So again, this is Levski, and we'll go downstairs here, show you some of the other shops, because I believe there's a cool clothing shop store down here too. And this is, you can actually buy some of these clothes right here. You can buy all this stuff that's just hanging on the rack. Again, has that kind of cool feel to it. So we'll go in here. And I believe this is the area where you buy spacesuits. It is. It is. And here we go. We have some more spacesuits. These, of course, were in Grim Hex, but these were not. You can get like the little Dune Raider one here. I'm actually kind of fond of this one, but you know, sometimes you just want to look different. But Levski overall does have cool spacesuits, so take it in, you know. Again, you can mix and match whatever you want. Alright, so I think we're just about to wrap this tutorial up, because I mean, I've shown you how to get content, I've shown you what to do, I've shown you where to go to find it. I don't really think that I can show you much of any more, except for maybe Lorville, and I mean, I guess I could cut and show you that after I fly to it, which I guess I will. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe I'll just cut the video or something, and I'll show you Lorville. It's just, I really hate that place because it has 100,000 meters of atmosphere. Flying in and out of it is a real pain in the ass, and there's a train that you have to take if you respawn there. So like respawning on Lorville, like let's say I'm on Levski and you respawn on Lorville after you die, because when you die in this game you go back to the last station that you landed at. So if I die in the future after I take off from here, I'll end up at Levski. But let's say you didn't land at Levski and you were just here and you came from Lorville and you died. Now you're going to have to respawn on Lorville, take a train, which you have to wait on that train. It's kind of like the tram from World of Warcraft, if you know anything about that, but much slower. And you might take a train ride that's much longer. The average wait for the train's around 3 minutes. The average train ride's around 5. Then you're spawning your ship and getting out of the atmosphere. That's another 10 minutes. And then to warp to me, that's another 10 minutes. So, you know, respawning on Lorville, you're talking, it could set you back 30 minutes to an hour from seeing your friend again, depending on how quick you are and how big your ship is on getting out of that atmosphere. So it's a cool place to go, not a cool place to spawn, a bit of a hassle right now, and I'm really hoping that they work on that, because Lorville is a really, really pretty city. It's just not fun to be around because it's very tedious and very time consuming to get anywhere out of Lorville. So, or to the other side of the system. When they add other planets, like for instance the Ark planets, like when they add Microtech, and ArcCorp, it's going to be the same, where if flying from Hurston takes 10 minutes, imagine flying to one of these, right? It's going to be an incredible amount of time. So, you know, what it is a lot of travel time in this game. You're going to pick an area and you're going to stay around that area. And to travel somewhere, you know, you're gonna want to get up and go make a sandwich, or, you know, grab a drink, go to the bathroom, refresh, because you're in for a long warp time between these planets, real life time. Again, if this takes around 10 minutes to get here for the average ship, you know, something like this journey or this journey is going to take around 20 to 30 minutes. So, and some ships can't even make it that far, depending on the AU. So, some ships are actually going to have to travel to Hurston and then travel to ArcCorp or Microtech like that. They're going to have to take a stop and refuel on the way. The bigger ships, of course, will be able to go there in one stop. But again, that's just how this game is going to end up and work out. So, like, oh, and these things right here, these are rest stops. You can actually go to these places. These are R&R hubs. And they refuel you. And there are gun shops and ship shops in there, as well as some other clothing shops. And they sell things cheaper than most stations do. So make sure you visit these little rest stops. And as you can see, they're everywhere. The little L4s and the crew L5s. Like, those are all rest stops around the system. And if you're running out of fuel in your ship, because it does happen, there's two types of fuel. There's quantum fuel, and then there's hydrogen fuel, which is how you use your afterburner and fly. Ships will actually suck up fuel from the atmosphere. So you can, if you go in a straight line or just sit still, you'll regain fuel over time. Going in a straight line and not moving your ship regains it faster. The faster you go in a straight line, the faster you regain fuel. But if you yaw or turn or maneuver or anything, you're going to start using fuel. So it's disadvantaged to do that. But like, if you get on like on Yella, when I'm farming Jump Town, if I'm low on fuel, I'll just, you know, hit up my afterburner to around 700 and fly in a straight line for a bit, and then turn around and fly back to Jump Town, and that'll regain my fuel a little bit. You know, no need to just jump back and to regain hydrogen fuel. You can actually do that with just your ship. So that's how that works. I'll go ahead and call the elevator. But I think I am going to go ahead and end the video, and then I'll make a part 2 for Hurston and around that area and show you some of those missions. We didn't do any FPS combat, I know. I guess we'll do that in part 2. We'll take to some places. We'll go to the bunker, and we'll try to get into some PvP fights down in the bunker, because again, content, you know, for some people is doing missions, and content for other people is going to those mission spots and killing people doing those missions. So what's fun for you might not be fun for another person, but content is content, and this game is full of it. You just got to think outside of the box when you're trying to get it, and that's how you got to do it. So you know, I think we're going to go ahead and stop this tutorial part 1 right here for now. We did go over some things to show you in Star Citizen. Again, lots of things to do. We went over, you can mine, which I will go ahead and put in the video after this. I'll put a little clip of me mining and showing you how that's actually done. And I think my ship actually does. I think I explode the rock and my ship goes flying back too. It's pretty funny. But I'll show you how some mining's done. And then, you know, we went over trading, just basic trading. And there's a spreadsheet that I'll link in the video description that'll show you all the trade routes and the prices and the profit margins for those trade routes. So if you're interested in doing just basic trading where you fill your ship with cargo and then run over here to one of these kiosks and you know, turn them in, you know, you can do that as well. I believe this kiosks are upstairs, actually. Let's see. Wait, open. But yeah, you can do that. Or if you want to do missions where you pick up stuff and take that box somewhere and drop it off, you can do that. There's actually missions where you have to go pick up bodies off of planets and then dispose of them in space. You just literally drop them in space, and then your mission completes. It's pretty cool. There's FPS missions. There's actually one for Port Karaya. There's an FPS mission for Port Karaya, and I believe there's an FPS mission for Hurston on the bunker. It's called the bunker mission, where you have to go eliminate a bunch of NPCs. Again, you will probably come in contact with players at those places, so don't just think there's NPCs there. Be ready to fight and use your weapons. And again, so, you know, there's a lot of content in the game as of right now. It's more of like akin to, again, a GTA style game where it's a sandbox and you got to kind of make your own content. But again, you can definitely, the tools are in game to make your own content, like the beacons. You can make a beacon for combat assistance. People do hire escorts to run them to Jump Town to prevent people like me from blowing them up. That happens all the time. I constantly get into great fights at Jump Town with other organizations and corporations. They'll sometimes bring hammerheads, all kinds of goodies, things like that, to come fight you and take over Jump Town. Other organizations will try to take over Jump Town to try to PvP and kill everybody, including myself or another pirate. Again, lots of fun to be had in this game. You just got to know where to look. A lot of people just kind of spawn over at Port Olisar, spawn their ship and look around and then log off because they don't know what there is to do. But as you can see, I just made you a cool little video of some of the possibilities that you can do in Star Citizen. And all this content that I showed you today was not generated in any fashion. It was all random. I know none of those players. They're not on Discord with me or anything like that. So this is all just random PvP. And yeah, that's how it happens in Star Citizen. There's a lot more of it than you think there is. So if you're a trade runner and you're trying to just stay, you know, in the shadows and running around, you can do that. But one day someone is going to catch you. People do fly all around this system, and you never know when there's going to be someone. You can see there was someone just scanning right there. That was that massive blue ping that just went out. Somebody, it looks like they're scanning outside for some stealth ships waiting. Maybe they're looking to see if I'm there in the background. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video for now, and we'll make a part 2 showing some ground PvP and a little bit of Hurston, as I guess I'll show you guys when I make that. But as of for now, this is Commander Stove and signing off. And again, if you guys like the content, please like and subscribe, and use the code below, again in the description, if you are thinking about joining Star Citizen. It'll both get you, I think it'll get you 5,000 starting credits. There's a guy with a box. See, this guy's going out to his ship with the box. Kind of follow him for a second. Yeah, using the code below will get you 5,000 starting credits. It's part of the referral program. We both get 5,000 credits starting. It's a nice little boost for you to start some trade runs. You can add me in game if you want to fly with me. The name is Stove. Just add me through either the website or the in-game by adding /add contact space my name. And then let's just follow this guy to see what he's doing, because I guess he's just going to go drop off this box. I guess he's doing a mission to drop off a box. And then we'll end the video, because he went the wrong way. He doesn't know where he's going. But this is what you would have to do in these delivery missions. They give you a box, and you literally have to take it somewhere. And you have to put it down on your ship, and then you have to pick it up and take it somewhere. So, and if they do put it down, you can take the box from them. I've done that as well. One of my other videos is me stealing a box from a guy, just for fun. But a lot of people got mad at that for some reason. I don't get really mad in this game. But this guy's like, what are you doing? I'm just following you, checking you out. Oh, I know what this is. This is the guy. There's like a guy down here. He sends you a contract to come meet him. And he's a drug dealer, I believe. Is he down here? Yeah, he's got to be down this way. This guy just took like the longest way to get here. He could have gone another way. He decided to go the ultra long way. But there's a guy down here that'll give you a delivery thing for drugs. And you actually pick up the drugs, and you can actually stow them on your character's person. And they do look like marijuana and other drugs. But yeah, he's going to place the box in this machine. This is how you deliver one of these packages. You actually use this fucking machine. And use that machine. Use it, put it in there. Puts the box in the machine, and the machine says, "Thank you! Oh my god, you're the best." And then, yeah, you're done. You did it, dude. Yay, you put the... Oh. I was trying to talk to him, but I hit the wrong button. But yeah, this guy, he'll actually give you drugs.
The hell you want?
There's some drugs on the table here. It does look like a bag of weed or a bag of pills when he hands it to you. You get it out of the box as well, and then you just pick it up, and you can actually stow it in your character. You have pockets, and you just run with it. So like little items like that you can put in your pockets. Big box items like that you have to put in your ship. So there are delivery items you can do, or delivery quests you can do with no cargo space on your ship. It just has to be something like a small package of drugs that you put in your pocket. And that guy was just doing a box mission, as you saw. So, but yeah. Anyway, Commander Stove, signing off. I hope you liked the tutorial. Like and subscribe. Use the code below if you want to join Star Citizen and have some fun. Lots of PvP and content to be had. Don't listen to all the naysayers about this game. I was one of them at one point in time. I bought into this game in 2013, and you know, a couple years afterwards, I was singing the same tune everybody else was. I said it wasn't a game. I said it was Scam Citizen, this and that. I actually just started playing this game again in 3.3, 3.4, and I love it. It is one of the best games that I think is out. It is not even done, but you can have so much fun in this game flying ships and destroying ships and just overall making your own content with people. So if you want to get in on this, I suggest you do. Use the codes below, get you a package, and come join me. Stove is the name. Look me up in-game or message me on the channel. Again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.